Good evening, folks. It is Tuesday, which means I read you 3-card tarot readings. I'm sorry I missed y'all last week. This was totally my fault. I totally flaked on you all. Sorry about that. I got sucked into a show. I wanted to find out what happened. And you know what? I was disappointed. So it wasn't even worth it. But I'm back now and I'm ready to read you tarot. Like, share, donate to one of the apps above my head. If you'd like a reading, make sure you comment below so I know to give you a reading. I think there's a slight delay between the time you comment and the time I see comments or see them. So be patient. And if I'm doing your reading, your comment will be in the lower third. So how y'all doing? It's a couple days before Thanksgiving, or at least if you're in the United States, it is. Yeah, big holiday where we all pig out and pretend we're thankful and all that other fun stuff. And then people beat each other up in the malls to buy crap for Christmas. Okay. All right, but let's get rolling because Ruth would love a reading. All right, so Ruth, let me shuffle up and draw 3 cards for you. Oh my. Okay. So I'm going to start. This is your first time tuning in. Okay, cool. All right, so this card was actually in the middle. This is the 6 of Cups. But on either side of the card is a Magician and a Prince of Cups. So it's interesting because my first thought, the 6 of Cups popped out at me because this is kind of the card of like nostalgia and going back in time, but it can also be a card of having like enjoyment in like a personal sense, if you know what I mean, like a relationship, connecting, fun times, making out. And on one side you have a Magician and the other side you have a Prince of Cups. So like maybe there's 2 guys you got going, or maybe you're just been hanging out with a couple of friends from your past. One of them is like very involved and has always been good at everything, and maybe the other one maybe not so much, but they know how to have a good time. Or if it's not 2 old friends, it's like you're having, you know, you got a couple of options to spend your evenings and spend your time. Okay, so nothing too complicated. It doesn't seem like a bad thing. Just seems like a good time. You know, enjoy it. Also, yeah, it's probably even just hanging out with friends. We're a couple of days before Thanksgiving. It seems to be traditional that people, when they travel back to where they're from, they get together the night before. So, well, have a good time and have a happy Thanksgiving. All right, hello, everybody. All right, Crystal, you are next. Okay. And Marianne and Courtney, and I'll just keep going down the list. 9 watching. Y'all missed me last week, I guess. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay. This for the old days, I'd be hauling ass to where I grew up, but I'm old and I like to sleep at night in my bed, so I leave in the morning. Anyway, Crystal. Okay, so we start out with the art card, and then we have the Ace of Cups, and then the Prince of Wands. So I think you need to tweak whatever you're working on, whatever you're trying to get going. Like, it needs a little bit of tweaking. Stuff isn't, it's not quite blending the way it needs to. So whatever it is you're working on or that you have a question on, it needs a little bit of work. It needs a little bit of tweaking. And then I think it'll be kind of like an aha moment, but like almost heart-centered, emotional, like I have to draw a clarifier because it's an ace, and the aces they don't really mean anything in of themselves. Okay, so it seems like a connection on where you want to go next. Do note with the 2 of Wands that it seems to be like if you have 2 choices, either choice is good. It's whatever you connect with more, whatever you feel emotionally more invested in. So do some tweaking, go on the emotionally invested path. And then I think you'll get there. Like you'll feel like you finally like have some stride. You're making some strides. Things are working out. The Prince of Wands, to me, I always see this as like you have arrived, or the thing has arrived, or like if it's a person, it's like, hey, I'm here. So yeah, just you need to do some tweaking, and then I think things will start to move forward more. Okay. All right. Oh wait, Marianne's first, then Courtney. My bad. Sorry about that, folks. And then after Courtney will be Jessica. Okay. I kept my cards in my Reiki box, and now they smell like really good because I have weird incenses and stuff in there. All right. Falls to the floor, comes to the door. Okay, 1 card, 2 card, 3 card. Ooh, ooh. Okay. So I don't think you have anything to worry about. If you're worried about stuff, if anything, it'll just get more boring. We start out with the Sun, which the Sun is like, to me, it's like the happiest and the best of the tarot cards. There really is no downside to this card. Just happy and joyful. Like, I love this card so much that, like, well, I don't look like a goth, but I'm a goth girl. Like, this is the card I identify with, like, the most, because this is how I want to live my life. And that's how you're living your life, or how you're feeling, or it's just, I don't know. I don't know if you want kids, but this, like, feels like, you know, children and playing and happiness and joy. And then the next card, it's a little quieter. It's like the Star. So it seems like, it almost seems like a downgrade. It's not a downgrade. It's just that continue to have hope for the future. Like, there's still, like, I mean, the sun might set, but the sun is just another star. Like, I don't know. There's no reason, like, even if it grows a little bit dark, there's no reason to be sad or worried. You're still connected. There's still hope for the future. And then, like, we end out with the Six of Swords, which to me is always like the vacation card, like the release and the escape. Like, but it doesn't seem like things are bad right now. So it just seems like maybe it's like a time to realize that you've gotten to the place where you feel safe. You're finally safe, and you can finally rest and enjoy, and, you know, kind of work on your mind and your intellect, and yeah, just kind of chill. I hope that makes sense. Okay, Courtney is next. Okay, and then Jessica, and then whoever else is next. Oh, we got 2 cards already fell for you, Courtney. All right. And then I draw 1 more. Ooh, okay. Huh. So we start out with the Prince of Discs. The card after that is the Strength card, or in this deck as it's known, Lust. And then we end out with the 8 of Cups, which is a little vexing to me because it seems like you're working really, really hard on something. It just seems like it's not moving as quickly as you'd hope. It just seems like you're working all the time and life is drudgery and boredom and blah. But then you have this, like, time where all of a sudden, like, there's a fire, like, not a fire under your ass, but like kind of, it just suddenly feels like, I don't know, it could be something like you break out of that and you kind of go buck wild and have a great time, but feel alive and feel like this is awesome. This is where I want to be. This is what I want to keep doing. I want to live like this. But at the end here, we have this 8 of Cups, which says that, like, maybe this, you know, maybe neither of this, like this living, you know, working your butt off and then like partying hard. Though I never see, I haven't usually seen the Lust card as like a party card, unless you mean like fun, sexy times. But it seems like whatever kind of like what you've been doing, maybe these on-off modes or these 2 extremes, it's gonna get to a point where you're drained. You're gonna feel drained if you don't already feel like you're drained, and it seems like this is not a sustainable way to live. I'm going to draw one more to see if I can get more out of this. Okay, interesting. Okay, so we get the Magus here, the magician, and to me, like, normally I was like, so she's got to do more work, but I'm like, the Magus like has a handle on everything. So, but at the same time, he's like very balanced. So maybe try like make sure you are doing everything that you need to do, but like in a more balanced fashion, like maybe if you can, not so extreme. Because this is the Magus card that came up, I think there is a way that you can do that. Like you are capable of just kind of balancing stuff out. So I hope that helps. All right, Jessica, you are next. Okay, so 3-card reading for you. I mean, most of these are all general. Sometimes someone will ask me a question and I'll answer it the best I can. But all right, let me see what they have to say. Ooh, okay. All right, so we get the Magician again. The Magician is in the middle. The Magician is the master of the elements. He's able to juggle these things. He's able to, create and make things. He's also very well balanced. But what is on either side of you? On one side, we have 9 of Swords, which is known as cruelty in this deck. This is the card of beating yourself up, other people beating you up, like verbally. The Nightmare card, like you're worried about anxiety, like every worst case scenario, like, oh, I'll never be able to do these things. I'm not worthy, blah, 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 blah. And then on the other side, you have this 8 of Cups again, where it's 8 of Cups is you're drained. You feel like you can't sustain, whatever you've been pouring your heart out into is just, it's a bucket with a hole in the bottom and it's not going anywhere and it's not doing anything. So that's the 2 things that you're working with here. And you probably feel like, I see a lot of, like, there's just a lot of misery and suffering in this. Let me see. Okay. The clarifier to this reading is the world. Maybe you are just too dang busy and it's too much. But also the first thought when I saw this, the universe, the world, there's opportunity in this. It doesn't have to be like this. If you are a magician, you can change the outcome. It doesn't have to be continually like, beating yourself up and feeling drained all the time. You can, it's hard, but I think it's just like finding what in the world, just you have the whole world out there. I hope this helps. Okay, Maribeth, you are next, and then all right, and then Brandy. Oh, Ruth, that sounds terrible. Well, just have fun with them if you can. You don't have to marry either of them. All right. But, okay, this is for Maribeth, not for Ruth. Okay. Okay, so we start out with Princess of Swords. Next is the Chariot. And then we end with Knight or the King of Cups. This is a hard one. The Princess is so I'm just going to talk about the meanings of the cards because nothing in particular is jumping out to me. Princess of the Cards is kind of like an upstart. She wants to change things and, not do things. Like Princess of Swords is kind of like the more activist-y, but like in a good way, or like the more, I guess some of his old folks would think of it as obnoxious, but I actually think it's kind of awesome. Like the Gen Z that, uses their knowledge of like social networking systems to kind of like fuck with like I don't know, the Texas abortion reporting websites and that kind of thing. But also she can be like snippy and like want to pick fights. I mean, like that's the other aspect of her. She's out to kind of like, this is the precocious child that asks the questions that no one wants to hear. Like she's totally right, but she gets on people's nerves. So, but she's right. Like this is the card of changing old systems and breaking down old altars without like necessarily a solution, just smashing them and then seeing what you can do next. But it's also like picking fights, being nitpicky, just kind of, yeah. All right, the next card is the Chariot, and the Chariot is a lot of things. It could be going somewhere, it could be moving to another place, but it could on a physical level, but it can also be you can't move forward unless you have all the parts necessary. Like the Chariot doesn't move unless there are wheels and there's a driver and there's horses to pull it. Like either any of these things together do not work. All of them together do work. So it could be an aspect of teamwork. I've also had this reading come up specifically for my car. So if you're having car issues, or maybe you got a couple of people fighting over your car, I don't know. And then finally, we have the Knight of Cups or King of Cups. To me, the Knight of Cups is kind of, it's an amorphous kind of character. A lot of times it's like, what do you have to offer to the world? Like, or are you trying to offer something to the world? A lot of times it's like a spiritual kind of person, usually a man, not always, or a male identified person. Someone who is more guarded than they appear. Like he's offering something, he's offering a crab, and sometimes like offering his heart, but his heart is guarded, you know. So it's the Knight of Cups is more of a spiritual card than spiritual person than some of the other cards, but I'm not really getting like how these all work together. So it's very rare that I get stuck, but it happens. I'm going to draw one more card to see if it can kind of shift things for me. Okay. So whatever this is about, if it's about like specific people, if there's some kind of like beef going on in your life, or if not, I don't know. The Four of Cups it's a gift, but it's not necessarily a gift you might want. It's something being offered to you, but know that there are strings attached. It's not truly a gift. Yeah, so that's the best I can do. It's very rare that I get stumped, but every once in a while it happens. Okay. All right. So we have Brandy next. You're welcome, Crystal. You're welcome, Ruth. And then Amanda after Brandy. Okay. Let me shuffle them up a little bit more. That was a tough one. Okay. If you are in an oppressive situation, Brandy, this is 10 of Wands. This is the oppressive situation. Things are just too much to do, too much to handle. It's just too heavy. Time to start over. The Fool card. Perhaps the starting over might not be by choice, but I think it is. It's okay to start over. The Fool is kind of like a great position to be in. Like it's like just a reset. And then like we end out with the Hierophant, which is all about community. So I see like my first thoughts were like oppressive situation, leaving that oppressive situation. Perhaps some people might see it as rashly, but I don't see it as so. Like the Fool is wise. The Fool is on a journey. And the Hierophant is like turning to your community, to your family for guidance and help, and they will support you. Like that's why I'm seeing this. This could even be just like, I've been working too much and fuck my job. I'm quitting and I'm leaving and I'm going to go home to my family, to my hometown for Thanksgiving. So that's the simple version. All right, Amanda, how are you? All right, let me draw you a few cards. Speaking of which, while we're in this, I still got to pack for my own trip. I used to be so anxious about getting shit done before a trip, and now I'm just like, I don't know. I got to clean clothes. My car is kind of fucked. I can't drive my car to New Jersey, but that's okay. Someone else will drive me. Okay. Ooh. Okay. So we start out with the Knight of Swords, King of Swords, that is. And then in the middle, we have a double pull. Like, this is when two cards come out together. I read them together. We have the Empress and the Six of Discs. And then we finish out with the Seven of Swords, which I'm not crazy about. So the Knight of Swords, it seems like serious seeking, serious research, finding out what you can about a situation, and then getting like perhaps a little gift. I think this is some sort of financial investment. It could be from a mother or another well-respected woman, but it could just be your own feminine gifts that you're utilizing to get to where you need to go. And then you have the Seven of Swords, which is kind of all about like, man, I'm not so sure I'm doing the right thing, or even like someone trying to take that from you. It is the card of thievery. Don't worry, like, there's still hope for the future. Whatever you've been working on, whatever this is, this little investment, this little nest egg for yourself, don't feel bad about it. There's, you know, good things are coming from it. It's just ahead in the future, maybe not the close future, but it is coming. All right. Sierra, certainly I will give you a reading. Let me see how many more folks I have. I have Trish after this and Naomi. Okay. Again, folks, these are just simple 3-card readings I do. Check out Back Porch Magic for other things. I should really get a new table and a new overhead light table so I can do these back in my little spare room. All right. All right, 3 cards. Ooh, okay, interesting. There's a lot of big cards in this reading. Big cards meaning major arcana. So we have just the Justice card or Adjustment. And then we have the Hermit paired with the 8 of Discs, which very clearly to me is about carefully building your knowledge, carefully building your repertoire, like doing your research, but doing so quietly, inconspicuously, and being very careful and protective of it. Continue your work, continue your research, continue learning, and tend this very carefully. Oh, and then we have the Judgment or card. This card's called the Aeon, Judgment. It means all will be revealed. So if you are seeking, you are at the heart of this, seeking justice. Continue your work. Do so quietly. Protect your little investments. Protect what you've been working on. It's new, fresh, and tender. It needs care. And basically all will be revealed in time. I don't know what you're doing, but it seems pretty life-changing and pretty darn awesome. So good for you. 3 major arcana. That's a life-changing process. All right, Trish, your turn. Ooh, okay. I don't like this. So we start out with the 10 of Cups, which is yay, like you have everything you can need, contentment, family, closeness, emotional fulfillment, totally. But then something happened, and now we don't have that. or at least we don't have as much as we thought we did. Emotional disappointment, some sort of loss. It sucks. It just feels like, what can I do to fix this? But you can't fix this. I hate this card. And then we finish out with, this is another Magus or magician. I call this the Dark Magus. This is like the card of the magician who does not have good intentions at heart, is trickery, is selling you snake oil, is just knows how to manipulate situations. I'm going to draw another card for this. Ooh, okay. And what's worse is the Lover's card. So it's someone very close to you, a lover or very close partner, or someone that you've chosen a life path with, whether it might not even be your partner. It could be if you have a business or a job that you love, like something is not what was once fulfilling and satisfying. Because like people freak out when they see the Lovers. The Lovers isn't always about love, but it can be. But it can also mean about things that you love. Like if you love your job or your career or your business, like that could be covered by the Lover's card. So whatever this is, you had emotional fulfillment. Everything was great. Then something happened that showed it wasn't, and you lost something. And now someone very close to you is telling you bullshit. So, all right, that's what I got for you, Trish, and hope everything is going to be all right. All right, Naomi is next. And Amanda, I think I already did yours. So Naomi's next. Amanda, I did a reading for you. As I said, folks, I do your reading when I put your little comment up. So, all right. And give me just a second because I got to block some folk. Okay. And, all right. Naomi, 3 cards for Naomi. All right, give me just a moment. Oh my goodness. Oh, Kellis is on. My friend in the UK. Okay, but I'm reading for Naomi now. So we have 7 of Swords starting out. Feeling useless, feeling down, feeling like nothing's ever going to get better. But then we have the Empress and the Star. So that's connecting with your mom or like other women in your life that you look up to, connecting with your own self, your own like magical, feminine, beautiful self, like realizing that you don't, whatever's making you feel useless, like fuck that shit. It's bullshit. Don't listen to it. Like whatever is coming up right now, I think it could be with your mother or with another close female relative or mentor. It's healing, it's soothing. It could even be your own self, just spending time with yourself and realizing like, hey, I'm valuable. I'm worth it as a woman, as a person, as a human being. And knowing what's coming up after this, the Star, whatever the Empress brings on is next is the Star, like hope for the future, knowing as above, so below, that you are connected and the sun will rise again, basically. Like there is hope for the future. Okay, hello, Kellis. I'm happy to see you. I know it's very late for you. Yes, I will get you a card. And if you're already in bed, you can always watch this tomorrow. Today, it's today where you are. It's not today, it's tomorrow. Whatever. It's 8 hours time difference, I think, now because of stupid US time changes. Okay. Just a card for Kellis. Oh, I got to give you 2 more. I can't just do 1. Okay. Huh. So it's like not a whole heck of a lot going on, Kellis. It seems like grass is greener problems, 4 of Cups. Things are stable, not very exciting. Maybe there's some sort of new shiny thing in your life. Let me see the aspect of that. Yeah, maybe you got like a little bit of money that came in. That seems like the only exciting thing that's going on right now. Right now, it just seems like life is kind of bland and boring, but not bad. We're stable. It could be worse. So I'm sorry it's not anything thrilling, but yeah. Happy happy sleepy time. Okay. All right. I must be super behind because I'm seeing a lot of repeats. So sorry I got behind, folks. But when I am reading for you, I will have your name, your comment in the lower third. So these get posted again after on whatever platform you're watching. You can always rewatch and kind of fast forward if you want to. All right. Jennifer's turn. Ooh, this is kind of nice. So we got the Six of Cups, the Six of Wands, and the Master Magus, I call him, or one of the magicians or maguses in my deck. I have 3. So it seems like a bit of nostalgia, but also like a victory, a win. Maybe just like a little bit of enjoyment, a little bit of fun times. The Six of Cups has been coming up a lot, but if you're in the continental US, or, you know, I don't know if they probably celebrate this in Hawaii and Alaska, but if you're in the US, like it's, you know, Thanksgiving week, people are starting to travel back to where they're from to visit family. Like this is the nostalgia card. But you also have this like victory, like you've kind of made a win. Maybe if you haven't felt this yet, like you will in the next coming days, if you visit family or friends, like I think it's going to be a boost for you, whatever, like energetically and emotionally, because now you'll be able to set out and do all the things that you want to do, even if it's something as simple as cleaning your house, whatever pile of crap that you've been wanting to deal with, or just things in your life. Like, I think the coming days will kind of be a refresher and a reset, and you'll just feel like so much better, like you can face the world. This happened to me actually back in like 15 years ago. I was stuck for months on an internship project, which was embarrassing because I was supposed to have it done like months before. Went on like a short vacation. When I came back, I finished the project in 2 days. It turns out I just needed to get the fuck away from my miserable life for a couple days. So, all right. Well, have a happy time of it. All right. Pamela, yes, I am on live. Oh, shit. Now I'm starting to get comments below this that I know I did readings, but I've done so many, I can't remember what I read for people. And they're making comments on what I've read for them. And I'm like, oh shit, now I can't remember what I read, so I can't comment on it. All right. Falls to the floor, comes to the door, Pamela. Or maybe this was for me. I'm going to say this is for me. So maybe I should think about wrapping it up soon. Okay, but Pamela. All right, we get this 4 of Cups has been popping up a lot today. Okay, so, and then we have 2 of Swords, and we finish out with Queen of Cups. So the choice is here. The internal mental choice that you have to make is, you want to look at what you don't have, or do you want to just like enjoy yourself? Do you want to take what's being offered to you that might not be some great, or do you want to enjoy yourself and just spend time and not worry about it? So it seems like there's this mental choice, like, do you continue like living the same life where it just seems boring and bland and you have 4 cups but none of them are good enough? Or do you want to take care of yourself? You know, so it seems like there's a choice here to be made, and just to think about which is more important to you, like your own well-being, or what's being offered to you, which might not contribute to your well-being. Aw, poor Trish. All right. All right. Yes, Tasha, you can certainly have a reading. And let me see how many other folks I got left. Oh, you're the last one I'm going to read for tonight. Oh, Retta. So it'll be Tasha first and then Retta. Sorry I got so backlogged, folks. couldn't keep y'all going. All right, let me shuffle up a little bit. All right. Okay, so we have the Three of Discs, the Nine of Cups, and the Queen of Swords. So it seems like since this Nine of Cups is in the middle, I actually see this two different ways. I'll just start with the way I saw first, and then there's the second way. So Nine of Cups in the middle. So it seems like you get satisfaction and happiness out of your work, but also like living as honestly as possible and like not taking any shit from anybody, but also not bullshitting anybody, like supreme honesty. But also I kind of see this as like you're working on something you've been working on. It's been taking a lot of your time, all of your energy, but in a good way. It's like building something new. But then seeing what makes you happy about it and maybe even what doesn't, and then being honest about it. So if this has to do with a job or a business, like this could be like where you kind of, you've been in a job for a while and you see things that aren't working. Like when you start out, you don't want to tell people like, hey, this is, unless it's your job, unless you're consulting or whatever. But when you first start at a place, it's like, or in a position or in a profession, it's like, you're still learning about things, but then after a while, you know what works and what doesn't work. So that's where this comes in, is like, hey, this isn't working anymore. That's not working, but this is working. And this is how I think things should be done. This is my work. I want to do it. So those are the two different ways that I see those three cards. So I hope that helps. It's nothing like, I don't see anything bad going on. It just seems kind of, it's less of like a, no, it's more of a no fortune. Fortune is just kind of telling you the state of your life right now. All right, so Retta is next. And then I think I got a couple others, Lorraine maybe, and Lachey, or Nesha, Lachey. All right, but Retta first. Okay. Whew. Okay. So Two of Wands, Princess of Swords, and then the Four of Staves, Four of Wands. So it seems like, not that you're at an impasse, but we're kind of at a point where, either option is fine, but maybe you want a little bit more. So maybe you picked a fight about it. But it doesn't seem like that's a bad thing. Like you picked a fight, you said something, you kind of did a shakedown of whoever or whatever this involves, this Two of Wands. It's not always about a choice. Sometimes it's about like having a handle on life. But I saw this, it's interesting because it's the Two of Wands. And then after the Princess of Swords shakeup, we get the Four of Wands, which is like the next stage, the next level. It's kind of what you've been seeking from this Two of Wands, which hasn't been moving until you put a fire under its ass or poked it a little bit. And now you're going to get what you want because you said something, you picked a fight. And that's awesome. Pretty simple, straightforward reading. I don't know what the thing is. I just say what I see in the cards. And basically it's the most basic information. I'm a tarot card reader, not a psychic. But I hope that helps. Okay, I think I missed somebody. All right, Lorraine, and then we get Lachey. Okay. All right. 3 cards. 2, 3. Ooh, okay. Get a lot of Empress tonight, but people are going home for Thanksgiving. So we start out with the 6 of Discs, the Empress, and the Ace of Swords. So Six of Discs. This is kind of like a little bit of a gift, a little bit of success. Maybe you have been given a little bit of money, whether it's through a raise or an actual gift or just sort of a windfall that was unexpected. I don't know. I keep always seeing this Empress tonight, and I keep thinking like going home, going to see our moms, going to see our close female relatives, you know, people that we care about and look up to us and nurture us, whether they're our blood family or not. And then getting clarity out of that situation. I'm going to draw a card because aces don't really mean anything by themselves. Clarity about, like, I don't know, whatever the clarity is about, it'll be illuminating and illuminating in a good way, like sunshine and feeling joy and happiness. So hooray for small windfalls. Okay, and then I want to call you Lachey because I'm afraid I'm going to say Nesha wrong. Nesha Lachey, still a wonderful name. Anyway, okay. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, these two cards kind of popped out backwards. Oh, even more popped out. Oop, you look like you got a lot going on, hon. All right, so I'm going to stop there. So we start out with the Three of Wands, the Eight of Swords, and then what popped out together was the Queen of Discs, the Two of Discs, and the Six of Swords. Okay, that's actually way more clear than I would have expected. This is the Three of Wands is kind of like, it's not only waiting for the ships to come in, waiting for something to happen, but it's also kind of like sticking to safe plans, doing the same thing, but waiting for something to change. Then we have the Eight of Swords, which is like afraid to move forward, but afraid to move backward. Things aren't clear. You don't, like the catch-22, afraid you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, but clearly you're not, because the three that just popped out show that you are not damned if you do, damned if you don't, and there is no need to wait. Like, I'll start with this side. Okay, so Queen of Discs, like she's wise and she's in an oasis, but she's looking back over the desert. She's in a safe space, but she's looking about how far she's come and how awful and dry that time period was. Two of Discs, changing situations, not financially. Could be financially, also like since it's a discs, it's physical situation, changing rapidly. But these all cards are together, so I read them almost as like one card. And then we have the Six of Swords. So whatever the situation is that you've been just waiting for it to change and feeling stuck, like you can go if you want. Get out of there. Like, I think things will change, but you'll be better off. You'll be safe. So I hope that helps. All right, let me see if I got anybody else. All right, I got, oh, Tanisha. Okay, you're still here. I left and came back. If you can and have time to read. Okay, Lorraine, I did read already. If you kind of rewind back through the video, because this will post. I mean, you can't right now while I'm live, but this will post. I did read for you, and your name and picture will come up. All right. Okay, I think. All right, so you're in nursing and you're failing. Okay. Well, a card just fell out as I was reading that. Oh, this is sucky because it's like it shows how much this is the strength card. Shows how much you love it and you care about it and you want to do it, but you feel stuck. Ooh. Okay. Let's see. The Hermit. Okay, so the Hermit says like you'll have to do a lot of work, maybe even some soul searching, but this is also the card of studying and school, like, but quiet, like, so maybe you need to do some independent study if you can, or I don't know how it works in nursing school, but maybe connect with a friend, like a really close friend to kind of help you out, maybe another nurse that you're close with or nursing student, like, and try again, like, Be realistic, but try again if you can. Like maybe even seek out someone that you connect with, either in the program, whether they're a professor or a teacher or another, like a nurse or another nursing student. Like maybe, and from the Six of Swords and the other card, like maybe you need to take a break. Okay, and the Fool just popped out. The Fool is all about starting over, and behind him is victory. So maybe you do need to start over, and maybe the second time around it'll be better. Whew. I'm reading for you because just all these cards were popping out for you, and I'm like, what the heck is happening to this poor lady? Well, good luck, Tanisha. All right. Okay. Oh, Kurt. Damn you, Kurt. All right, because I've been doing this for 45 minutes. But Ruth, you did not miss it. You can still have a reading. You're a different Ruth. I had a Ruth earlier. So, all right, let me read for you. Then I'm reading for Kurt, and then I'm done because I still have to pack, and I got a 6-hour drive tomorrow. So I just got stuck to do another show on Acorn, and I kind of want to watch the end of it. Not the series, just the show. All right. I ate too much peanut butter. Ooh, okay. 7 of discs. Something is not quite ready yet. It's not, the idea isn't completely formed. Like, it's not the idea because it's the actual physical manifestation. Like, it's not ready. Hierophant. And then finishing out with the Fool. Go to someone who knows a lot more about it than you or has been in this a lot longer than you. I think they'll have great advice. Maybe this could even be a family member or someone that you trust who has a lot of wisdom. Go to them. And then, you know, if you have to start over or go in a different direction, don't feel too bad about it. Like, take the advice that you're given, though. And just know that, like, sometimes things aren't ready when we want them to. You can't force a river. You can't make fruit ripen before it's ready to ripen. Okay, Kurt, your turn, and then I'm jumping off, folks. Alrighty. The Fool keeps popping up tonight too. The Fool, the Empress, 4 of discs, 2 of wands, and the Fool. So it seems like staying home, maybe. You got a handle on everything, so it's not. Yeah, it's a good time to do something foolish, basically. Like, shake up your own world. All right, I hope that helps, Kurt. All right, so that is it for tonight, folks. I hope if you're in the United States, that you have a happy Thanksgiving. I kind of hope the meaning of that, what do you call it? Oh, I have one more. Okay. Let's see. I'll do one more, but then I gotta go, folks. It's been almost an hour, and I still gotta pack. Okay. 1, 2, 3. All right. Okay, so we start out with 6 of Cups, and then in the middle is the Magus and the Wheel of Fortune, and then the end is the 10 of Staves. So the 6 of Cups seems like there's genuine friendship and enjoyment, and even maybe nostalgia. Maybe you've been friends since childhood. You said you've been friends such a long time. I guess there's a potential there. But then in the middle here, we have the Magus and the Wheel of Fortune, which seems like you've been trying to do everything, but things just keep spinning around, and they're not really going anywhere or doing anything. And at the end here, we have the 10 of Wands. So it says to me, like, because this Wheel of Fortune with the Magus is in the middle, if you're not careful, you might end up just kind of overburdening things and stressing things out. You can't force things to happen. But there is a potential there, you know, like it sounds like, yeah, he's fine with being your friend. If you want more, maybe not. Like it could go either way at this point, and maybe not try to push it so much. There's a whole world out there, and just recognize that. Like, he is definitely still interested in continuing the friendship, but if you want more, it could go either way. And don't try to rush things. Okay, folks, I'm signing off. I hope you all have a happy Thanksgiving if you are in the continental, or if you are in the United States. Yeah, just have a happy Thanksgiving. Be safe out there. Do fight your racist relatives. Or even if they don't think they're racist, you know what I mean. Like, it's okay to fight with your family this Thanksgiving. I hope you don't have to, but if you do, I feel like we're at the time where there's nothing wrong with that, because shit's gotta change around these here parts. So with that, have a happy holiday, and I will see you all next Tuesday.